Welcome back. Today is an incredible day. It's cold out, but it feels amazing and I'm ready. I'm excited for new projects to come. Take a look at this. I'm building an aquarium rack and I'll talk to you more about it in just 1 second, but let's go over to the fish room. Alright, so check this out. This is the fish room, the garage fish room, and this is the section that I have to work with. Right over here, you've got the metal rack. And I kind of wish I did this in wood. I kind of wish I built my own rack here, and I probably might do that next time. But I've got a 4-foot tank right here. It's really messy. I haven't organized anything, so I've got some organizing to do. The top 2 tanks are looking good. This is the Vallisneria tank with all the cardinal tetras and the honey gouramis. And then over here, the Endley cherries. There's one guy right here. And then the other one likes to hide right behind the sponge filter, like all the time. That guy will stay there, and then when I put food in, he'll come and eat it. So that's their spots. They're doing really good. And then over here is where I'm going to be building a rack today. I was thinking about maybe buying another one of these racks. It's over $100, but it's not a bad rack. I really like it, but I feel like I kind of want to make my own. So I'm going to the home center to get myself some 2x4s, and we're gonna put together a rack. I've got my little blueprint right here that I just drew up last night, and I don't know, I hope it works out. All the measurements, I'll give you a closer look at this later, but I hope this thing works because it's my first time doing something like this. I've built this wooden bench right here, and this has lasted over a year, so I'm really happy about that. It's quite solid too, so that's good. Here are the little rice fish. They're kind of in like winter mode. They will eat, but they're not very active. So yeah, they're eating now and it's cold, so that's a good sign. I also built this little wooden rolly thing for my water change bucket, and this thing has been holding up really well. Really happy with how this turned out, but I've never built anything as big as an aquarium stand before, a rack. So I'm excited. I hope I don't screw this up. Let's go and head over to the home center. Alright, here we are at the 2x4 sections and 1x4 sections. We're just looking at the 2x4s. I'm picking out the straightest ones and the nicest looking ones, and I'll get back to you in a short while. Alright, I've just got all my 2x4s right here. Mostly the same length, but I hope it's enough. If it's not enough, I can just come back and get a few more, but I'm gonna try to get it cut over here. One cut, each cut is around 10-20 cents, I think, so it's not that bad. So yeah, let's get it cut. We are getting the wood cut right now. It's actually only 10 cuts per person. You can see right there, it says 1 person, 10 cuts. But the guy is hooking me up. He's letting me do more than 10 cuts, so really thankful for that. Absolutely perfect. We actually have a lot of extra wood here. This is all extra wood, and this right here, this is extra wood as well, so I ended up buying too much wood. Alright, that's not ideal, but it'll work. It's a short drive home, so let's go. So I've got all my wood right here, and it really doesn't look like much when you're standing in front of it, but there should be enough. If my calculations are not wrong, there should be enough wood. I really hope there is. If not, we can just go and get more later on. But I also got some stuff like screws right here. I got a bunch of them, too much actually, but we can always use them for future projects. And I got like a saw right here because I want to put wood plugs in. I want to make this as neat as possible, so I want to hide the screws. So I got to cut those off, and I got some drill bits as well. And I'm going to start by laying it all out on the ground, and then I'm gonna put them together. Here is one frame complete. Well, maybe 90% complete. I'm gonna put another support on the sides. But yeah, it's almost done. You can see this is the front side and these are the sides. And the front, I've screwed in 2 places on each section, and you can see I've gone in quite deep and I've opened a hole, and that's because, as I mentioned earlier, I want to cover it up later on using these wood plugs. So I'm gonna stick this in here, cut it up so that it's flush, and you won't be able to see the screws once it's all done. So I'm gonna keep working, build the other 3 frames, and then we'll get everything back together. And this is actually quite fun. The 3 frames are done. This is going to be the bottom, and then the middle and the top right there. I kind of screwed up on this one. You can see I screwed in the wrong place and it wasn't centered, so I took that out and I re-screwed it in. I can cover this up later, so that's not a huge deal. So now I'm going to put the legs together and kind of stack them up on top of one another. Alright, so here you can see the legs are kind of in place. They're not screwed together, so they're just balancing right now. You can see right here, that is the thing we just screwed together, those 2 pieces of wood, and I want it off the ground. That's kind of, yeah, kind of like that. You see how that is slightly off the ground, so this is going to be the same. I've got my 2 other legs right there, so I'm now going to put them together. You can see right now it's really messy. The wood is like chipping around the edges, but we can sand it all up later and it'll be just really perfect. So that is the first side leg pole. I don't know what you call it. First support. I don't know. It's in. Now we've got 2 more, 3 more actually. Yeah. So let's do that.
Living in the present, but our mind is in the past. Not knowing what we lose, don't know what will last.
Check that out. I am super proud of that, even though I'm not done yet. I've never made anything this big before, so I'm really excited. But right now I'm gonna start stacking the blocks. I'm not sure what it's called, the supports or whatever, and then put the frame on top of that and screw it in to these side posts. And I'm gonna go get my tripod from inside the house, because I've just been putting you guys on random places. Like, I've been putting you on top of this. I've been putting you on top of this 2x4, kind of like this. So, yeah, I've even been putting you on this ladder, kind of like this. So, I'm gonna go get my tripod. And also, check this out. I got this fish, really, really beautiful white cloud minnow. That thing was like 40 cents, so I was like, okay, I must get that. And that was the only one in the tank at the store, so I decided to get it. And look how beautiful it is. I'm not quite sure about this, but is it better to screw from inside to out or from outside to in? This I'm kind of thinking about right now, but I'm not too sure. I think for these pieces I'll probably screw from inside to out, going this direction, and then for the frames I'll go from outside to in. So you can see what I meant just now. Instead of screwing in from this side, I went in from this side. So I'm not sure if that's the right way. There might be no right or wrong. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments down below if you're a woodworker and you know this stuff. So I'm gonna do the other 2 on this side.
Not often we can see the beauty in the pain. Not often we can see the value that we gain. Now listen, little woman, the wounds will heal in time. I know it weighs a ton, but baby, you'll be fine.
Almost done here. Now I've just got to put these supports on top just like that. Like this, and then the other ones, these 2 on here, and then we'll put the final frame on top of that, so it'll be sitting right here. And yeah, we're so close to finishing.
You'll be
I still have to screw in these pieces on the edges because this is what the tank will be resting on mostly. The front, the back, the sides, which I'm putting in right now. Same for the bottom as well. Alright, that was a fail, but yeah, I've got to put the corners in and then we're done. It's now the next day. My goodness, it's been a long day. I haven't had breakfast. I skipped lunch. All I'm eating are these little peanuts. And it's been a day, but take a look at this. I am finished. Well, I can't say completely finished because I still want to put a layer of wood finishing oil. So I'm going to do this tomorrow, and this stand is going to look amazing in my opinion. I'm super happy about it. Take a look at these. I've covered up all the screws and I've sanded it down. Sanding is probably the toughest part in my opinion. I hate it and I hope I don't have to ever do it again, but that's probably not a true statement because someday in the future I'm going to be building something again. I still have to sand this thing down a little bit tomorrow with some finer grit sandpaper before I apply this wood finishing oil, so that's not going to be fun, but once this thing is complete, I think I'm going to be super thrilled and excited about it. This is the back side. So even on the back, I've covered up the screw holes, which is unnecessary because in the future, if I want to take this thing apart, it's just going to be a hassle and it's going to be really troublesome. But you can see inside as well. Yeah, and here it's not aligned. So there's some parts which are not perfect on the stand, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Look at this, you can see a gap right there, but that's like the biggest imperfection of this rack. Everything else is lined up really nice. I just really hope that everything is leveled, and it should be. If not, we can just put some shims underneath the legs of the rack and everything should be okay. As you probably noticed, I've also got myself some wooden boards right there, right here, and the tanks will be sitting on this. I plan to put Nano tanks on this rack, and then maybe in the future, if I want to change it up a little bit, I'll get like a 90 centimeter 3-foot tank or 40 gallon, I'm not sure in the US, but yeah, probably 40 gallon tanks can sit on this rack, bottom and top. And for the very bottom, I don't plan to put any fish tanks down there. It's just mostly for storage, so I'll probably put another one of these boards down there. But it's gonna be kind of like this. I based this rack off of this metal one. So it's basically the same design, the same height as well, just made of wood. As always, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did like Squad, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. I'm going to put up a final image of this rack right now, and I'll see you guys next time.